In today's video, I'll tell you the change the NBA needs to make to their schedule that could revolutionize the league. Hello everybody, my name is Troy. This is the Half Court Report channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. In today's video, I want to talk about something that I don't really think is getting enough attention right now. It's not getting enough press, and that is changing around the NBA calendar so more people will watch the games, more people will care about the league, and the NBA as a whole will have a better product. Before we get started though, if you would, please consider commenting on this video, liking this video, and subscribing to this channel. I'm trying to get 100 followers by the end of March, and we're getting close, almost halfway there. Would love a few more though to make that happen. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well at Half Court Report. Okay, so on to today's video. We've been suspended, the NBA has, for about a week now, and yeah, it's been tough being without basketball. There's just no way around it. I miss it. I know you guys who are watching at home right now, you miss it too. But maybe some good news to come from this shutdown, and that is regarding a change to the NBA schedule. Now, of course, the shutdown all because of coronavirus. Who knows when this season will resume, if it's going to resume at all. But right now, I think resuming the season sometime this summer without fans in the audience could still be a possibility. Things are changing all the time though, so we don't know for certain, but we should have a better idea a few more weeks down the line. It's all still up in the air, still a few weeks away, but we are going to have that clear-cut answer. That being said, I mentioned in a video last week that we've reached uncharted territory with the NBA right now. I think NBA Commissioner Adam Silver and the people in the league office are keeping everything on the table with how to proceed with this season, with the goal of completing the season, while at the same time kind of have that alternate timeline of how can we use this NBA shutdown to make the league better in the long run. Because through all this, you've got to find that silver lining in there somewhere. And who better to do that than Adam Silver, no pun intended. I think a big thing that they're looking at is changing some dates on the NBA calendar to make the league more profitable, to appeal to a wider audience. And with the shutdown going on, I think it's a perfect time to try this out because, hey, you really have nothing to lose right now. This is a story that various sports sites and websites picked up earlier this month when Atlanta Hawks CEO Steve Koonin talked about it at the MIT Analytics Conference in Boston. So he said, a quote from his talk there, "Relevance equals revenue." And basically what he's saying by that is there are times in the year when the NBA isn't as relevant as it could be, and by making it more relevant, it's going to make the league more money. And under his plan, that means taking the current schedule and moving it back 2 months. So here's how the schedule currently looks. So we have our draft in late June. Free agency begins on July 1st. Summer League will start sometime in early July. That runs for a couple weeks. You have August and September that are pretty much the dead times in the NBA. Then you have training camp that starts in early October. Season begins by mid-October. Then you have the trade deadline in early February, All-Star break, mid-February. Season ends by mid-April. You have the NBA championship around mid to late June. Then you have the draft again, and we start all over, and this is how it's been for years and years and years. There was that one change a couple seasons ago to limit the number of back-to-backs. They did start the season a couple weeks early, but this is a much bigger change than what that is. With this new idea, we're starting the draft in late August. Free agency will then begin around October 1st. Summer League, it's not going to be Summer League anymore because it's going to be happening in September. So maybe call it Fall League, I guess, Autumn League. Then the dead times of the season are going to be October through November, so that would work out. Everybody's getting ready for the holidays. You have Thanksgiving. Then training camp is going to start in early December. The season will begin on Christmas Day. You have the trade deadline in early April. You have the All-Star break in mid-April. Then the season will end by mid-June, leading way for the playoffs and the championships to occur, and all that's going to wrap up mid to late August. Then, of course, draft late August, do it all again. So at first glance, the main reasons for doing something like this would be to keep from competing with football. I love basketball. I'm sure the folks watching this, you guys all love basketball too. It's really the only sport that I follow. But we have to face it. Football is dominant when it comes to American sports and TV ratings. I mean, when you look at the owners and the franchises in the NFL, they're all worth so much money. I like the comparison that Steve Koonin did. He compared it to King Kong. So he said basically the NFL is King Kong. And what the NBA is doing, instead of trying to avoid King Kong and go another direction, they're just facing King Kong head on every time, and they're losing every time. Prime example of that is Thursday night's NBA on TNT. That happens during football season. So football always dominates that game, and you're going to have a great NBA game on that night, but the football is always going to dominate it in the TV ratings. Then you also have college football games, which are going strong when the NBA season starts in October. So yeah, when you look at it this way, I think it makes a whole lot of sense, because you always hear people talking about the unofficial start of the NBA season is on Christmas Day, because that's kind of the time in people's minds when they decide to start paying attention to what's happening in the league. And we have to look at it this way. I'm a hardcore fan. You guys are probably hardcore fans. But the NBA is appealing not only to folks like us, but also to that casual audience. So they get that casual audience by showing the games and playing games when there's not going to be as much competition, which college football and professional football is. So I'm a huge fan of this move, starting games on Christmas Day, moving back to the season. I love the move a lot. We have to face it. People are going to be watching their football games. You might as well let football do what it's going to do. It's not going anywhere. But to me, it really makes a whole lot of sense to try this out, right? Yeah, I think it's a bold move, but there's really no better time than right now to try it out. The NBA has shown that they're open to trying new things. You'll remember earlier this year there was talk about a mid-season tournament. Details on that still a little vague, but I know there was talk that maybe the winners would get an extra draft pick, or it would help in their playoff seeding or their record, making the playoffs even, something to that effect. It was all still very ground level. But by contrast, something like this really wouldn't be that much of a change to the NBA at all. It's just some simple scheduling differences. And doing something like this is such a smaller risk when compared to something like a mid-season tournament. So the season is already delayed. The season may not even finish. And I would love to see them try something like this for the 2021 season. I think it would be a great time to do it. Of course, you're still going to have to go through all the proper channels with getting this and the collective bargaining agreement. There's going to be some other red tape that you have to go through, but I think it's something that should definitely be considered. I'd love to hear what you think about this situation. Should the NBA maybe consider moving the schedule? Would you like that more? Would you like it less? Would you still watch all the games? Tell me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you do like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm putting out quality videos all the time, trying to reach 100 subs by the end of March. I think we can make it happen. I would love the support. But until then, my name is Troy. This is the Half Court Report. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, one more thing. Here's some more videos to check out on the Half Court Report channel. I hope you like them, and thanks for watching.